This is the election season, and that means we're buried under the usual avalanche of disgusting political ads. A guy I know grumbled the other day, and he really did grumble. That's what these ads can do, turn regular people into grumblers. And he said, you know, if people would get off their lazy asses and do something to benefit society, we wouldn't need all these bloodsuckers. I think he's right, and so in the interest of social betterment, I'm going to suggest that we do our best to get rid of lame responses. Lame responses are crippling us. They've got to go, and to help do that, I'm going to name what I think are the worst, or the lamest, offenders. Sorry is one of them. How many times each day do you tell someone that you're sorry? No one could be that sorry. I can't count the number of times each day that someone says they're sorry to me. And of course they're not sorry, not even close. And even if they were, which they're not, what good would it do me? None. If I mention this to someone, they say, oh, they're just being polite. I don't know when or why good manners ever hooked up with being sorry, but it's a pathetic union. Or when someone fails to produce and they say they're sorry, as if that can patch it up and make things right. No. Or my bad, which is another form of sorry. There used to be a board game called Sorry, and the point of it was to nail the other players, send them back to the beginning, and when you did, you were supposed to say sorry, which was a joke because you weren't sorry. You were beating them and there was nothing sorry about it. The very opposite was true. If you're really sorry, that means you're in some kind of emotional distress. That's rarely the case. People say they're sorry to diffuse any possible conflict in an encounter. It's a quick little cover your ass. I'm sorry means whatever I've done, it was an accident, there was no intent on my part, and don't blame me for it. It's like, excuse me. People say excuse me when there is no real need. And sometimes people say excuse me when they are butting in ahead of you, and if they say excuse me, you'll somehow be fooled into thinking that they're being polite and not really butting in ahead of you. I don't know is certainly up there when it comes to lame responses, but it's saved from being the lamest because there is the admission of not guilt but honesty in it. Someone asks you something and you say, I don't know, which in effect extricates you from the situation. Whatever is going on, you're not really a part of it because you're clueless. You don't know. But it could be a cover. It might mean that you really don't know, but it could also mean that you don't care or that you don't want to be bothered, aren't interested, or not going to get involved. You therefore could know and yet say that you don't as a way of escaping from further entanglement. I don't know is don't look at me. I don't know is either a useless or a cunning reply, but either way, it gives the person who asks you no support. It's lame. If you don't know, find out. But it is not the lamest of all replies. That dubious honor goes to, I think so. The hedge of all hedges. Of all the useless responses, this is the king. It is such a lame reply that it is the exact equivalent, however strange it may seem, as, I don't think so. Both of them are equally useless. That phrase is especially lame because it doesn't come to a rest, or a full stop, like I don't know. I think so is a drifter. It's smoke, wafting away. It means maybe, could be, possibly, but then again, maybe not. I think so comes to no conclusion at all. It hovers. It's a lame way of saying whatever before whatever arrived on the scene. The problem with this is that as I get older and more feeble, I find myself saying, I think so, more and more. And it astounds me every time I say it because I know it's worthless. Is John Kennedy dead? Yes. Robert Kennedy? Yes. Edward Kennedy? I think so. John? I think so. Carolyn? I don't think so. Rose Kennedy? I think so. So anyway, in terms of social betterment, the world would be a better place if we got rid of these responses, or, failing that, people stopped asking me about anything. Do I really believe that? Yes. I think so.